Well, it looks like I've got you now, I said, peering over at them, locked in their steel cages. They looked surprised for a moment, but then simply smiled in my direction. Wow, you really don't know anything about magic, do you? Rebecca said, smiling cheerfully, before vanishing in a flash of pink light. Escaralta, Alduris, Maximize, I heard announced far to the right of me, looking over just in time to see an immense pink flash of light. And then lots and lots of pain. Everything went blank for a second. Just becoming blinding light. It felt like being hit by a train, sending my entire body flying. It felt like there was a cannonball in the center of my body, simply pressing me back so fast and so forcefully that I couldn't do anything about it. Nothing but intense G-forces, fiery pain, and an immense pressure on the center of my form. That is, until I impacted, at which point there was an absolutely massive explosion. Everything went dark, and everything hurt. That was most definitely a lot stronger than the first spell she cast on me. By like 1,000-fold easily. I'm kinda wondering if that's what it feels like to be hit with the heavy metal wrecking ball. I'm really starting to dislike magic, especially teleportation. How do you trap somebody who can just teleport, disappear at the drop of a hat? A massive pain in my ass is what it is. As I finally managed to start getting bearing, finding out where I was, all I could see was a massive cloud of smoke and dust all around me. As I sat in the center of a freaking crater, I could still hear small bits of rock and stone impacting the ground around me. That most definitely hurt, even with the armor on. In fact, I doubt hurt begins to cover it. For a moment, all I was able to do was roll over onto my back and try to catch my breath. How the hell am I supposed to deal with that? This situation just kept getting worse. This magic crap was a lot stronger than I gave it credit for. And suddenly I felt another impact on my chest. This one wasn't heavy enough to hurt, but it got my attention enough to open my eyes and see Sylvia standing on top of me. "Miss Otera," she said, and suddenly violet bands of light bound me to the ground. I couldn't move my arms or legs. I was pinned, and then just as quickly as she showed up, she jumped back, leaping more than 40 feet away. "Since apparently you like to make it rain, I suppose that I should return the favor," Sylvia said, raising her hand with that beckoning, and suddenly a massive purple symbol started to form in the air above me, about 100 foot up. Yeah, this is most definitely not good. Thinking quick, I pulled the liquid steel to me, as rapidly as I could make it happen, arriving just in time to form a circular barrier above me, floating just a few feet over me, as an endless series of purple bolts of energy started to rain from the sky, right after hearing Pecco Arnti, Melforia Sakata, Maximize. And with that, the entire area became a fucking bombardment field. Just explosions everywhere. Purple light, flashes of fire, raining down on everything. Every one of them going off like a freaking grenade. The liquid steel barrier above me vibrated as I tried to hoist myself up from being pinned on the ground. The impacts and explosions on the barrier I had produced above me were so heavy they were forcing the barrier down, making it lower even against my psychic field holding it up, getting closer and closer to me as the explosions just kept coming. I pulled with every bit of strength I had at the binding on my arms. After a few moments, I was able to get my right arm free, beginning to press it against the barrier as it sank down on me. Then my left arm. And that too, I pressed against the barrier. Eventually, I pulled myself out of it, breaking the bonds that pinned me to the ground. And that rain was still coming. The entire thing just acted like gravity, pushing down on me, like it was trying to crush me. I could feel the vibrations in the barrier as I rolled over, taking position under it, pressing my feet into the ground and trying to push up on the barrier. And it seemed to just push right back, my feet crushing into the ground underneath me. I couldn't really see anything. There was simply too much smoke and dust everywhere, and all I could hear was the sound of countless explosions as I pushed up against the barrier, feeling like it was almost futile. But I started managing to lift it, little by little, and here and there, I started to see small cracks forming on my side of the barrier. Damn, she's breaking through it. That's freaking insane. There's nearly twice the amount of liquid steel in this barrier that I have in my armor. But finally, the rain came to an end. The explosions stopped, and things seemed to settle for a moment. I wish I could feel calm about this, but I know there are 2 magic casters out there somewhere, prepped to make another move. There's no way I can just sit here and wait, regardless of how much pain I'm in. "It's okay, Kevin," I heard Nylea say. "I've already started fixing your injuries. All of your training is paying off. Your body is stronger than it was in the beginning, and my abilities are working much better with it. Your ability to regenerate has increased vastly since your first fight. It'll take a toll on my energy, but it shouldn't take long for me to repair the damage. But do try not to let them hit you so easily." "Yeah, Nylea, there really isn't anything easy about this. But thanks. I told you, Kevin, magic casters are not to be trifled with. They are exceptionally powerful, and there were many symbiotes who desired to partner with them, specifically for that reason. Be wary. Magic casters can be very unpredictable, and the magic they use here on your world seems to be different than the magic on mine, so I can't really give you that much of a heads up on what you might see coming." "Yeah, thanks," I replied. "Well, back into the fire, I suppose," I said, focusing, turning the barrier above me into a massive shape, something akin to a ninja star, just way oversized, and with a little thought, forced it into a rapid spin. It gave off a strange noise as it cut through the air around me. Massive amounts of wind kicked up, blowing away the dust and smoke that filled the area. As I took bearing of my surroundings, once again I saw them waiting for me outside of the blast zone, so to speak. And once again, Rebecca just looked impressed, and Sylvia looked furious. "Why in the hell won't you just stay down? What even are you? What is that metal you keep throwing about? It makes no sense. It shouldn't be able to take damage like that. No metal can. Even if it were magic." "Heavy metal star," I shouted, hurling the whirling star at them as it sliced through the air, flying in their direction, several times grinding across the ground, tearing a massive groove in it as it flew. They of course dodged easily, but the star kept chasing them as I made a jump to get out of the crater I was in and started to run, circling around back in their direction but trying to keep my distance. I need to figure something out. Something that's gonna let me end this. Can't keep going.